Hi everyone, so for today's video, we will be talk about the meaning, the concept of industrial enterprise, maintenance, shop, and management. To start with, let us first proceed with the concept of industrial enterprise. What is industrial enterprise? When we speak of industrial enterprise, it actually refers to the field of manufacturing industries. The essence of these manufacturing industries is the production or transformation of any raw materials into a finished product wanted or needed by a society. To discuss further or to know further about a manufacturing industries or industrial enterprise, I'll give you an example. The first one is the transportation. Under transportation, we have two industries, the light industries and the heavy industry. Under light industry, we have what we call automobile manufacturing. So from spare part, they come up into a brand new car. Same with a heavy industry. From spare part, they come up into a brand new like airplane or ship that belongs to aerospace and shipbuilding company. The second example that I can give you is the fast-moving consumer goods. Under fast-moving consumer goods, we have food and beverage industry. So let's say from a single flour and yeast, they come up into a bread. Say a beverages from, let's say, grapes, they come up into a wine. So those are some examples. And then cosmetic industry is also under fast-moving consumer goods from a different chemicals, they come up into a makeup, let's say makeup, lipstick, and the like. And the third thing that under fast-moving consumer are the toiletries industry. The third example that I will give you is the clothing industry. So from, let's say, wool or cotton raw material, they come up into a brand new clothing, brand new clothes, brand new pants, and the like. So if you wanted to know more about the different manufacturing industries, here are the examples. So we do have a lot of manufacturing industry or industrial enterprise. So if you wanted to know more, just simply do research about on-screen's example. Now we are done with the definition of industrial enterprise. Let us now proceed with the concept of industrial enterprise. What makes industrial enterprise? The first is the land, the labor, and the capital. The term land covers the physical location of industrial plant. Dito na kung saan mo mismo itatayo yung industry na gagawin. The second is the labor. Labor includes the mental, physical, or manual or attitudinal characteristic of an individual engaged in an enterprise. So, when we speak of labor, these are the people na magtatrabaho sa industry mo. So, kung meron ka ng land, lupain na pwede mong pagtatayuan ng business, ngayon naman, dito yung mga tao magtatrabaho mismo sa industry mo. And then the third, and I guess the most important, well, actually, the three are important, but for me, the capital is the most important one. When we speak of capital, this talk about money, materials, and machineries. So, money to buy materials, machineries, na gagamitin mo sa iyong industry. Because, yung labor, sila lang yung hindi makakapag-manufacture ng marami si labor kasi merong limitation pagdating sa tao. So, na-include si machinery sa capital to help yung mga laborer mo. So that is the concept of industrial enterprise. What makes industrial enterprise? Again, the land, the labor, and the capital. Now we are done with the definition of industrial enterprise and what makes industrial enterprise. Let us now proceed with the word maintenance. What is maintenance in industrial setting? According to Webster, maintenance is the act of maintaining the upkeep property or equipment. In a specific work situation, or in order to elaborate the definition of maintenance, allow me to include the following four. The first one is to check, repair, and service equipment and machineries. A huge part of industry is equipment and machinery. To define maintenance, simply to check, repair, and service equipment and machineries. Second definition that I can give you to define maintenance is to keep and maintain the satisfactory operating condition of machineries and equipment. The third thing that we can use as a definition of maintenance is to test the equipment before starting, during operation, and after it stopped with the view to find out defects, if any, and service it. And the last definition that I can give you in order to understand the definition or the word maintenance is to do preventive measures to keep the machineries in good operating condition. Okay, maintenance in industrial setting is very important because let's say bumili ka ng isang equipment and then yung binili mong equipment is supposed to last for 10 years. But since you don't know what maintenance is, you don't know how to check it every now and then, you don't know how to take care of it, yung 10 years na supposedly buhay dapat ng equipment na binili mo, kuminsan masya-shorten siya because it's simply because you don't know the meaning or the definition of maintenance, or it's because nawawala yung maintenance in your industrial setting. So, ganun na kasimple pag sinabi natin maintenance, is simply to take care, to test, to check every now and then your maintenance, your equipment. That's the meaning of maintenance. Now we are done with industrial enterprise. We are also done with maintenance. I guess it's time to define shop. What is shop? Okay, shop has a lot of definition, but allow me to define shop at this point in time in connection to industrial settings. So what is shop? A shop is a building, a room, or establishment where the manufacture, production, assembly, and servicing or repairing and other of maintenance work are performed. An ideal shop in industrial setting must have an office, a tool room, work areas, testing equipment area, material storage. Again, a shop is a building, a room, or establishment where the manufacture, production, assembly, and servicing or repairing and other maintenance work are performed. We are done with industrial enterprise, we are done with maintenance, we are also done with the definition of shop, a simple definition of shop. Let us now proceed with management. Whenever a group of people get together for attainment of goals, of common goals and objectives, management is involved. Again, whenever a group of people get together for a common set of goals and objectives, management is involved. Management is not only to attain the desired objective but also to plan, to organize, direct, and evaluate its accomplishment with view of effecting changes and improvement. Management has 4 phases and these are the 4. So, pag-usapan natin sila isa-isa. Let us first proceed with planning. Planning is the preparation of things and actions to be undertaken. Things and actions to be undertaken, such policies, objectives, strategies, and methodologies. In this setting, in this phase, it also includes programming, budgeting, and putting specific dates. It's all about planning. Planning is very important because sometimes, or actually most of the time, a work without a plan will end up unsuccessful. Planning is the first phase under management. So let us proceed with the second one, organizing. So when we speak of organizing is the task of developing organizational structures. Organizational structures which include assigning tasks, grouping tasks into departments, delegating authorities, and allocating resources across the organization. So in this phase, the managers coordinate employees, resources, policies, and procedure to facilitate the goal identified in plan. So, kung in planning phase, they create goals, in organizing naman, they do facilitate or gumagawa na sila ng step to do the goals, to achieve the goals. That's organizing. Third one is directing by leading. When we say directing by leading, is directing different places of work in a shop. Different places of work in a shop, like human resource department, production department, sales department, finance department. When we say different places, these are the different departments in an industry. So we have the following: the human resource, the production, the sales, the finance. In order to check if these different departments of these different places are working to attain the objective of the company. Hindi yung si human resource department, meron siyang sarili niyang objective na wala namang connection sa objective ni company. Same with sales department, gumawa siya ng sarili niyang objective which has no connection at all with the objective of the company. So, directing by leading is simply directing different places. So, kumbaga pumupunta si manager dito or chinecheck ng mga head kung sa human resource ba, sa sales department ba, sa ganitong department ba, nagtatrabaho sila to attain the objective of the company, not to attain their own objective. Okay? So, yun yung sinatawag nating directing by leading. Directing by leading is not only means by that, but it also to keep the relationship in the organization harmonious. Like, simply inspiring. Since pumupunta naman yung mga boss, visit sila sa different department. So, it's also their way to keep the relationship harmonious, like simply inspiring them and motivating them to motivating their workers to perform their best at work. The last phase is evaluating and controlling. So, when we say evaluating and controlling, it is the act of checking the performance of each worker constantly if he meets the prescribed standard of work. So, kung kanina kay directing by leading, chinecheck nila per department. This time, they check their worker individually if they are constantly meet the prescribed standards of work. Pag sinabi natin prescribed standards of work, these are the following: the accuracy, the quality, the speed or the productivity, the workmanship, and economy. Okay? In this phase, deficiencies are pointed out and corrected, while good performance are praised and encouraged. So, in this setting or in this phase, pag may mali, sinasabi agad, and kung kailangan itama, itatama. Kapag ka naman may nagawang maganda, syempre, dapat i-praise sila and encourage to do their job. So, those are the 4 phases under management. Let us now proceed with management by objective o yung tinatawag nating MBO. Management by objective or MBO is a system whereby the top management establish overall goals or objective for the entire organization. Top management, these are the boss, the big boss, wherein they gagawa sila ng goals or objective, wherein eventually those goals and objectives are being agreed by both management and employees. The substance of management by objective is to translate these overall goals into plans and actions. That is the definition of MBO. Now, since we are talking about management under industrial setting, let's have industrial management as a conclusion. Management really depends on the nature of business and the philosophy of people running and handling it. The driving force behind every industrial organization is its management team, regardless of the approach, system, or the concept adopted. Okay. What I have presented to you may be different from what other knows about management. So, pwedeng magkaiba kami ng alam, magkaiba kami ng ginagawa, magkaiba yung ginagawa nila sa diniscuss ko. That will be fine because management depends really on the nature of business of philosophy. So, kumbaga, nag-rely lang ako sa definition ng management in industrial setting, in a standard industrial setting. So, as a conclusion, whatever the definition of the management is, or magkaiba man yung management na diniscuss ko sa alam mong management, or magkaiba man yung management na ginagawa mo sa diniscuss kong management, that's totally fine. Ang importante is remember that there is a need of management in every organization because without management, I guess, para lang siyang planning din eh. Without it, sometimes nagiging unsuccessful yung everything o kaya nawawala ng direction. So that will be all for today's discussion. So I hope you learned something from this video. On screens are the references I use in order to finish this presentation, and I hope you learn something. Thank you.